So let's get started. So turning to agenda item 1, do we have any apologies for absence? No? Brilliant. Item 2, I've received no notifications of items of urgent business. Are there any items any members would like to add? No? Item 3, declarations of interest. Do any members have any interest in items on this agenda which they need to declare? No. Item 4, public question time. Thank you. Item 5, minutes of the Cabinet meeting held on the 23rd of August 2021. Are those minutes agreed? Brilliant. So item 6, Alexandra Park depot contract. This is mine. So this paper is basically seeking approval to proceed with construction of the new depot at Alexandra Park. It's a really, really important project for several reasons. So I'm just going to run through a few quick points. So the first, it's going to provide a home to more than 200 staff who are currently spread all around the park. It's going to renovate the much loved but dilapidated Gardener's Lodge, which we'd all welcome. And it's going to create a high quality new space to work and support our residents from. It'll be powered by an air source. Councillor Jabbar will be grateful to hear. An air source heat pump, and that will provide sustainable heat and hot water as part of our mission to be carbon neutral. And it will be an important first step in the development of Northern Routes, which is our fantastic new country park at nearby Snipe Clough. And I know that we're all really, really keen to get on and see this project progress. There is a second part to this paper under Part B, but does anybody wish to raise any issues under Part B? Are there any or are members happy to agree for this now? Councillor Jabbar.
Thank you, Chair. Like you, I welcome this report. This will be one of our brilliant environmentally friendly building that the Council is committed to building. And hopefully the commencement of this construction will coincide with the COP26, which is the United Nations conference on climate change being held in Glasgow starting in November. So I'm genuinely excited by this project, and I think this will show that the Oldham Council is giving true leadership to the climate change challenge that we face. And hopefully this will be beginning of many, many more building, which will be carbon neutral and environmentally friendly. So I am really looking forward to this project being commenced and completed by autumn of 2022.
Thank you, Councillor Jabbar. Do any other members wish to speak? No. So our members agree to approve the recommendations under Part A of this. Yep. Agreed. Brilliant. Okay. Item 7 is other protected open land, the interim planning paper. Councillor Roberts, are you going to introduce this paper?
Well, I just need to clarify something. So, is the boundary of the Ainley Wood Opal, is that the correct boundary, or is it not? Because if that's the correct boundary, I don't think I can participate in this item because I own some of the land. So it's incorrect. Right, okay, in that case that's fine. Yeah. So but this paper and the next proposal on the agenda are around adopting interim positions pending the adoption of the local plan. The first one, the other protected open land, has reviewed the position in light of changes in the National Planning Policy Framework, which no longer makes any reference to Opal, but instead talks about local green space. So a review has been carried out of all of our existing Opal sites, and this information was also included in issues and options, so this is not new information. We carried out a review, and the paper is recommending that that we make some changes to Sorry, I'm not being very coherent here. The paper says that not all of the current sites that are designated as Opal land meet the criteria, the new criteria for local green space. So it's listing and suggesting that the current Opal sites, which do meet the criteria, that we should apply that in the interim. That that the two sites which no longer meet the local green space criteria will remain as Opal land until there are any changes adopted through the local plan. But in the meantime, using the local green space designation gives us stronger protection for the vast majority of our Opal sites and enables us to use this as a material consideration when looking at planning applications, and in particular may hopefully assist us with addressing some of the issues that we face with the tilted balance that arises from not having a 5-year housing land supply.
Thank you, Councillor Roberts. Do any members want to speak to that item? No? So shall we, do members agree the recommendations of that report? Agreed? Okay. So, Hannah, did you do both items in one, or are you going to do item 8 separately?
Just to say about item 8, it's exactly the same process, which is that there's been some new guidance issued around contributions for education provision arising from housing developments. And again, the recommendation is to adopt an interim position based on the guidance that's been issued nationally, pending full adoption of a revised position in the local plan.
Do any members wish to speak on that item? No? Okay, so do members agree the recommendations? Agreed. Okay, so item 9 is expansion of North Chatterton School. Councillor Mushtaq, would you like to speak to? Oh, sorry, Councillor Jamal.
Sorry, Chair, I forgot to mention, I have personal interest on this item because I have a child at the school.
On that point, I also have a child at the school, but personal interest.
So what does that mean? Does that mean they can't?
I think, yeah, I think
Yeah.
I have checked, and yeah.
Yeah, all right, okay.
Yeah, so I'll take the report as read, just asking for Cabinet to approve option 1, which is to approve the cost of one form entry expansion to North Chadstone School. The school, which is part of the Oak Trust, has agreed to increase its PAN, which is planned admission number, to increase the number of students. It is a very well-performing, high-performing school, and heavily oversubscribed, so this will be really helpful. And in terms of our statutory responsibility for school sufficiency, again, it's important that we have this for those purposes as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Mushtaq. That's pretty straightforward. Does any member wish to speak? No? So do we agree the recommendations for that report? Agreed. And then item 10 again for you, Councillor Mushtaq, Fairbank Primary School.
I think that's Councillor Moores.
Thank you. Council officers have worked with the Oak Trust on this important proposal to provide much needed provision for children and families, and it will also enable the council to fully statutory obligation with regards to nursery provision. So I'd ask you to support the proposal. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Moores. Does any member want to comment on that paper? No? So do we agree the recommendations of that report? Brilliant. So item 10 is me. So it's the Greater Manchester Streets for All strategy. So it's just this paper seeks approval for the new strategy developed by Transport for Greater Manchester as part of the GM 2040 transport strategy. And it's basically designed to make Greater Manchester a more pleasant place to live, a more sustainable place. It aims to produce nicer streets with cleaner air where people are encouraged to walk, cycle, or take public transport rather than getting in their car because it's a better choice. But ultimately, it's about putting residents first and designing our places to improve people's lives rather than prioritising the movement of cars and buses and vehicles generally. So to do this properly, we need to coordinate our spatial planning, our public transport networks and our street design. So Streets for All sets out our long-term approach in making that happen, and I do hope members will support it. So do any members want to comment? No? Okay, great. Do members agree the recommendations of that report? Agreed. Good. So item 12 is the Oldham and Rochdale Collaborative Substance Misuse Treatment and Recovery Service. Councillor Chohan, are you going to introduce this paper?
Thank you, Chair. And it's pretty self-explanatory. We're asking to extend the contract with Turning Point for a further 1 year, commencing 1st of April 22 until 31st of March. Number 2, to agree a contract variation to allow Turning Point Services to deliver services in relation to Section 31 Local Authority grant for additional drug treatment, crime and harm reduction activity. And number 3, to agree a contract variation to allow Turning Point Services to deliver services in relation to Section 31 rough sleeping drug and alcohol treatment grant. Please note that we're still waiting for on point 3 final confirmation for the full allocation of resources. Happy to take any questions, Chair.
Thank you, Councillor Chauhan. Do any members have any comments on that paper? No? Okay, do members agree the recommendation of that report? And then, Councillor Chauhan, this is you again, so it's the Integrated Community Equipment Service.
Again, Chair, very self-explanatory. So Cabinet awarded the contract on 19th of June 2017 to commence 1st of October 2017. Contract expire on 30th of September 20, and we had opportunity to extend it for 2 one-year extensions. We have already extended for 1 year, and we're asking to extend for another year. Obviously, due to COVID, is time-sensitive issue, and we are unable to take the procurement. It will be the wrong thing to do at this stage.
I think that's sensible. Do any members want to comment on that paper? So do members agree with recommendations of that report? Okay, so item 14 is exclusion of the press and public. Can I ask that the resolution is moved and seconded?
Seconded.
Thank you. So that's